In July 1951, the victorious armies have moved towards Dresden. We have crossed the Elbe river, and we are pushing into the Allied held territory in the south of it. I haven't quite decided yet which direction our thrust is going to take. Obviously, there are strong Allied positions in German territory that's currently controlled by the Netherlands around Hanover and Bremen. So one possible direction we can take going forward is to push through Weimar, Erfurt, and then cut off the Allied troops in the north. But the other possible direction would be to surround Leipzig and attempt to liberate Dresden as well, and secure the flanks of Berlin, which is currently quite exposed. So probably that's what we're going to be doing first. However, most of our tank forces are tied down at the border to Denmark under relentless Allied attacks, and I would love to pull them out of that. The problem obviously is that the Allied tank divisions that we're sending up here are relatively heavily armored. So we are looking at somewhere around 94 armor, which means we need to, if we need to get the infantry divisions to hold that, they will need additional anti-tank guns. So let's begin by having a quick look at our infantry divisions. We've got these ones are, yeah, that's the template. So they currently have a piercing of 85, which isn't quite enough. We can give them an additional anti-tank gun, which is reducing further their organization, but gets the piercing up to, what is this, 98, and that should be sufficient to deal with these Americans. So that will cost us an additional 684 anti-tank guns. That's not a problem. So let's get that in. Get these shipped. The other thing that I noticed was that my tank divisions are very slow. And I first thought it was due to the flame tanks. I think in retrospect that's actually not the case. What I think is happening here is that I am using equipment, foreign equipment here, instead of using my R48s. Now I'm not sure how many of the R48s I actually still have available, because I have switched to we've got one left, but the rest is all foreign equipment when it comes to the medium tanks. So we'll see. We're slowly starting to build up more modern equipment, but we do need more factories for that, and that will be coming up relatively soon. We've got a lot of military factories queued up, so the production should increase there. We are also, I believe, running a little low on artillery stock, so I will actually probably just get that back to 5, because when we're running offensive operations we are losing quite a bit. A couple of questions have been asked in the comments around why am I still building so many trains and trucks. Well, mostly it's to supply Germany because the Germans are taking a lot of losses, and having additional stockpiles of trains is always a good thing. Especially under Allied bombing runs. So we don't need quite 5. We've got enough of the Jarkon 2. We can reduce that number probably down to 2 just for maintenance, and begin filling up the modern tank division, such that I can slowly start switching these over, and then that's no longer a problem. But that's the reason why these are a little bit on the slow side, most likely due to foreign captured equipment that's been used. Okay, so for now we are going to try and take Leipzig. That's why I'm leaving the marine divisions in the south here. We're going to try and potentially take Leipzig and see if we can capture Dresden, cut off some divisions here, shorten the front line, and secure Berlin. That is the first strategic objective. Obviously, in the air, we have no chance to contest, but the majority of the Allied Air Force is currently busy bombing in Denmark on these relentless attacks across the river, which is causing them a fair amount of losses, really. So that just keeps going. They are really determined to get across the river here and to push the tanks across the bridges. So we will be refitting these. Yeah, they'll be getting more towed anti-tank, and that'll make them hopefully a little bit more effective. Which means that, what divisions are we sending here? We've got a couple of these assault divisions here, actually, that we're sending in as well. They do have flame tanks, but this one needs to be changed. Needs to be changed to this as well. And there we go. Okay. We're still training a couple of mountain divisions, and I might change some of the existing divisions in the north here if I can free up some of them into mountain divisions, and see if we can launch a campaign in Norway. See if we can cut off, because if we can make our way all the way up to Kristiansand, then we will be contesting the Denmark Straits, and we will be we'll be starting to cut off at least naval movement. But however, unless we actually manage to take Denmark, they can still always resupply through the Danish ports and the Copenhagen Bridge, and then Sweden. So if we wanted to completely cut them off from supply and from reinforcements, we would have to pinch from both sides, and getting across the river here in Denmark is turning out to be sufficiently difficult. So we will see how this goes. Maybe we'll mount another attack from the south, or like I said, we'll draw some troops down and try to secure the area here and see if we can manage to push towards Hanover and Bremen, because all of that obviously gives Germany more options. Unfortunately, 2 of my operatives are currently in captivity in France. I'm rescuing one, and I don't think I can launch another rescue operation because this one's already in progress. It needs 30%. I've got 48, so apparently I can only run one of these at the time, which is mildly unfortunate. But once the first operative has been rescued, then we'll get the next one out. And do we need anything else? No, I think we've got everything here that we need right now. I'm running some cryptology in the background, just to give us something to do, but not a major focus. And yes, the French counterintelligence is relatively powerful, which unfortunately means that the French now have enough war support to change their conscription laws, which is going to further reduce the amount of equipment that they're manufacturing, but unfortunately would give them more manpower. So we will try our best to inflict more casualties on the French, and to dealing with that in the future. But now let's get back to the operation here. Let's get everybody situated. These 2 divisions will attempt to push in the south here, and yeah, we are continuously losing information about. Losing information about what we're actually facing, potentially also due to Allied counterintelligence. It's relatively difficult to find out who we're dealing with at times. So we have the Marines. We have the Marines ready here. And in fact, the Marines need to be on that as well. No, okay. What did I mess up? The Marines need to be here, which means we have lost this entire front line, which is fine because I am not actually planning to maintain this front line anyway. Cool. So we've got that, and we have 4 Marine division, one regular infantry divisions, and we will attempt, once these 2 divisions here have recovered, we'll attempt to attack Leipzig from 2 sides, see if we can encircle it. And I really don't want to abandon this line here because it's very strenuous, and if the Germans leave it for a second even, then things get difficult. But let's have a look what this is going to be looking like, and if the Americans are sending their armor back in. Right now they're not, but they're attacking in the south again as well. And are they sending... No, this is just infantry. They're sending the infantry basically on suicidal attacks. This is an armored division, and we can now... I would have thought we could do more damage to it. That has 86 armor. We should be able to pierce this division with what we have. This division should be able to. So that... I am mildly surprised that it can't just yet. Maybe the anti-tank hasn't been delivered yet. Anyway, we'll wait it out for now. We'll try to entrench. and see if they will eventually seize these assaults there. Where are my divisions going? Okay, what's going on in China? Republic of China has declared war on potentially another bit of China. Yes. So let's see. These are democratic, and the Republic of China is also the Democratic China League. They are not in a faction, however. Both of them are not in a faction. So while the Guangxi Independent Republic is part of the Allies, the bigger bits of China are not, which means they can fight among each other for the time being. Okay, I had a division here moving off somewhere. Was that? Did I? Yeah. Okay, I do want to shorten the front line here to make sure everybody gets ready for the assault in this position, although we do not want to abandon the lines in Berlin for sure. So I'm gonna just get one division here to ensure that we are holding that. Don't need two. And it's still gonna be a couple of days until I get my operative back. How much longer is that gonna take? That is gonna take 17 more days. Okay, and then we can get the other one out again. In the meantime, we'll get our divisions ready. Okay, the Republic of China has now joined the Allies. Hang on, that might be interesting. Okay, no, that's actually unfortunate. So the Republic of China has joined the Allies, which means that the Hui Republic is doomed, because they are not in a faction. We can't invite them. Because they're democratic, but obviously they will be overrun by China and the Allies, and that is unfortunate. Especially that now means that the Republic of China is going to start throwing their forces at the Soviets, which means the Soviets are likely going to fall, although I have been saying that for probably about 30 to 40 episodes, and it hasn't happened yet, but you never know. Maybe one day it will. So let's get that organized and planned here. And the Allies are continuing to throw their divisions at us, despite the fact that they are actually taking significant losses here. So if you just observe, yes, unfortunately. So China is now. If you just observe the amount of casualties that they're taking every time they do this, and compare that to the amount of casualties that we are taking every time they do that. Now, obviously, they are trying to rely on their air power to do the bombing, which is helping, obviously. But eventually, my divisions will manage to entrench there. So, in the meantime, what is that looking like? Are we short anything here? It looks almost like we're short of anything. Why are they only having 83% fighting strength? Well, we'll give them a little bit of time to recover, and then we will launch the assault here. I do have a railway gun in Berlin that I can pull a little bit closer to make that happen. I just need to keep an eye on these positions here, and I'm really keen to see if these divisions eventually will manage to entrench. The problem is, in order to entrench, they need to not... okay, I have no idea. That's just another war theater opening. They need to not be attacked for a little bit, which unfortunately isn't happening. And I'm not sure what attacks us here in the north, but so far everything is relatively stable. And I just want to get my operatives back so I can start messing with the French again. Okay, we have at this point a little bit better understanding. These are 3 French infantry divisions that are dug in probably, so this is going to be relatively difficult. We do have a naval invasion, but it's very minor. It's a single American division, so nothing I need to deal with. And I think I'll just wait for a little bit to get my division some time to recover and get their strength back up, and then we will launch the assault here. And that is unfortunately a relatively small. We could almost try to just push into Leipzig itself, but we'll try to attack here first, and see if we can surround somebody. The Philippines are now as well in there against us, and we are still relatively short on the planning, and I don't have enough command power to run a staff office plan. Yeah, this is just some minor American incursions. And it looks almost... No, I spoke too soon. I was about to say it looks as if they've ceased their attacks here for a second, but have these divisions now received their... Oh, this is the new war theater, because we are now on the side of the Hui Republic, I believe. And we'll see how the Republic of China is operating there. Anyway, it gives them something to do. But I'm curious to see how my divisions are doing up here. Okay, so not that's infantry. I was curious to see if my infantry was going to be... That's a tank. Yes, now here we are. So now we have 100%, we're doing 100% damage to the American modern tanks. And that means they are going to start losing more equipment. And I'm curious to see when that trickles in. Once that goes over. Okay, that was this combat here, and they have lost. What are we actually fighting? They don't appear to have lost any tanks. Interesting. They should have lost some tanks. I was kind of hoping. Okay, that's an infantry division. We'll wait for the next one. I just want to see if we can start inflicting some tank losses onto them. That's a tank division. That's a medium tank division. So let's keep an eye on this combat and see what the results of that are. Once it's over, there we go. And they have... Okay, that's Shermans. Okay, so they have lost 4 half trucks, 1 Sherman, and 1 T-20 in that attack, and that's good. Which means that the overall losses on the enemy side, let's see, they have lost a stupid amount of tanks at this point. It's almost tempting to start capturing these, given how expensive they are. So... maybe, but I'm more concerned about my manpower, because that's literally all I'm gonna have. So I was kind of tempted, at least for these divisions here. Let's have a quick look at the template. We could replace the support artillery with yeah, maybe I'll do that. So we'll make a specialized division of that. That is the capture version of it, and they get the maintenance company, which means that this division is going to start capturing equipment, and specifically enemy modern tanks, which we can refit into our own designs, and that would be quite useful. We're going to give them that, and they are also specialized as anti-tank. So that would slightly reduce. We still got enough piercing to do the hard attack damage to them, and we now have the equipment capture ratio of 20% here, so let's save that, and then we'll take these 4 divisions here, that one and that one, and we will change. Okay, we're gonna need to do that by army, I think, otherwise it's not gonna work. We'll change these into the anti-tank division. That needs minor amounts of equipment. We're running a little low on support equipment, to be honest. It might be something. I think that's because I've sent a lot of it to the Germans, but just to have to keep an eye on it. I still have sufficient amounts of it, so that's all good. Okay, so these are now anti-tank divisions. So we should once the... I'm not sure if that's instantaneous, so let's take a look. Once this combat is over, that was a sufficient amount of losses, and we have captured. We start capturing equipment, so hopefully we will start seeing the start seeing the equipment capture happening from these divisions, and I mean, they are relentless, and we can start refitting those. Okay. In the meantime, how are we on the front lines? How are we looking at the front lines here? This is taking too long to plan this. So, oh, and we appear to have lost our offensive line for some reason. Okay, screw it. We'll attack. I don't necessarily want the Marines in the first line of combat. I just want the... Okay, this is going to be easier if I do it this way around. I want the assault division and the infantry division, and then we'll drop off some of the Marines and we'll send them in later, because I do want these. Let's start out with 3 divisions and see if we can assault this French position here, and we'll assault this position here with the attempt of encircling Leipzig. See how that goes, and we can send in the Marines as reinforcements. I just don't want them to necessarily take point. This is not their favorite territory, but the Marines are in a good position to cross the bridges towards Dresden. So that would be a relatively ideal event if we can make that happen. And it looks like we are pushing out these entrenched French divisions without too much trouble. And once we have a sufficient amount of modern tanks, Germany, you're welcome to join, by the way. Once we have a sufficient amount of modern tanks, then we can we can get some more mobile warfare going. But for now, it's more like smaller skirmishes, and the tanks are used as pillboxes at this point, which means I can also burn through the remaining medium tank equipment up there. And they do help against the attacks there. Okay, we are going to delete the front line just to make sure that they don't move where I don't want them to be. Assist with that attack already. The rest of you recover. We do need to, however, take this position here, but the weakened French divisions, I think we're pushing them back into the mountains. And then we assault Leipzig, to take out these two Czech divisions and the American division in Leipzig. And oh, they've reinforced with some Czech divisions in the mountains. I might need some additional firepower. I just don't want to exhaust everybody. Well, let's send some more firepower in, and then the one division there can recover. We are taking the position here. The Germans are helping out. And the Germans can hold the territory. Unfortunately, the French divisions are escaping towards France rather than... are you helping? You need to help, because you're an assault division. The French are unfortunately escaping towards France instead of... do we have any naval invasions happening? No, haven't paid attention, but we don't. Instead of hunkering down in Leipzig, which I would have much preferred. But I think we're still inflicting some casualties on them. Okay, we have taken the position here. We'll let this division recover while the... actually, we can let both divisions recover, because we have managed to push the French back. Which means once we've taken this mountain province, and the Allies are shaking up their lines quite a bit here. Once we've taken this position and encircled Leipzig, we'll deal with the troops there. Nice. We will leave the 3 Marine divisions here, and we will just work on dealing with Leipzig from multiple directions. And then we'll relocate the Marines towards a... In fact, I might, if that's undefended, I might be getting a Marine division across into Dresden. Actually, let's see if they're defending it. Otherwise, yeah, Germany is trying to follow up, but with relatively weak attempts at this point. Let's see if we can actually manage to get across the bridge into Dresden and fortify over there. I do have one Marine division here, and we have taken. Let's send 2 more. We have taken Leipzig, so that I don't think gives us a supply hub. I don't think Leipzig is a supply hub, but Dresden is. And if we can manage to take Dresden, which we have just done, then we are in a very good position. In fact, I am going to just ensure that we're holding the territory here. Okay, Leipzig is secured. And then Germany can deal with the rest here, while we are pulling the troops over towards Dresden. Now we are going to have to... We're going to have to wait for the supply situation to stabilize. But given that we have taken Dresden, and we have no supply connection from Leipzig, that is very unfortunate. We don't have the troops to push these Belgian divisions out from the forest here and connect our railways. Is there no... Oh, okay, the railway connection goes through here, and that's effectively what we're trying to encircle here. But we might not have supply, but neither do they. And we're still getting supply from Berlin, so we will see how that all plays out. But for now, we'll just entrench over here, and once the Germans have reinforced the positions, then we will see if we can. Ideally, we'll attack here, so we can already get multiple divisions here. Let's get these 2 onto a front line. No, get you a front line here, and your task would be to. Sort here, and we will get the. We'll wait for the divisions to arrive in Dresden, and we need to wait for the Germans to join in. But another naval invasion. Yeah, it's just a single Turkish division. How's this looking? Are we still piercing everything? I think we are, and we should start seeing some captured modern tanks showing up. Yep, we're starting to see AMX-50s, a couple of Pattons. So let's take a look what the Americans are actually fielding with a Patton tank, and how that compares to our where is it? Our Hund 2. So if we compare that to foreign equipment, and we want the Americans. No, can I just get the Americans and not everybody else? Okay, this is gonna be... I'm gonna have to find it, am I not? Okay, this is weirdly enough... It's not quite clicking where I'm clicking. Okay. It can't be that hard. Give me... Okay, where do I need to click? I need to click here to get the Americans. Get me American... Where's the Patton tank? Okay. Let's go back to do it like that. Foreign equipment only, please. We should know what the pattern is looking like because we just captured a bunch of them. Or maybe... Oh, there we go. Okay, now we see the Americans. There was a Sherman just there. Where's the pattern gone? There it is, the pattern. It's slower than what we have. It has a little bit more armor, but less breakthrough. And the rest is relatively similar. Soft attack and hard attack are somewhat better. So I don't want to use them because they're slower than my tanks. But what we can do is we can refit those things into I have nothing in stockpile, but we can start using them for refits, which is a bit more efficient than actually building them. So that's a good thing to have. So a very quick look at our naval battles. What are we doing again? We are sinking. We are sinking a lot of convoys, despite the home fleet coming after us. They have come after us with a whole carrier group. But it hasn't been successful, and our modern submarines are still managing to sink. Oh, we've lost a submarine actually. Well, I'll take that back. Who sunk it? It was, I think, what's an EML? There were so many destroyers. These are all American destroyers. Oh no, sorry, that wasn't mine. It was the it was Devastator. So the carrier group has managed to sink one of my submarines. That is unfortunate. And let's get rid of that. But in other news, we are sinking British convoys where we can. So I'd say overall, we're still doing pretty well on the naval theater. And I have another submarine to replenish this group already ready. So this is all happening. And let's get back to our little operation here. I do want to get the troops over into Dresden. I'm not sure how many... Okay, the Germans are going to need to backfill here, but I'm not sure... Okay, they are actually counter-attacking. The Germans are now stationed in Dresden, so we can actually move out a little bit further behind enemy lines here. And that opens up another possibility. So we've got these two 1st Army divisions, and we've got the Marine divisions as well. So let's get everything that's 1st Army. And get them ready. I think we can attack this from 2 positions here. So let's get them ready over here to take on that in the north. Okay, let's get everybody there. Yep, we know. They are moving around, but this is a significant proposition here. So I'm not sure where the Germans are going. I don't think we can necessarily easily take this. Although the allies here in the south are relatively weak, but I don't want to overstretch the Germans. How's my stockpile looking? Yeah, I don't have a huge amount of things I can send to the Germans. I've still got a huge amount of support equipment, so that's not actually a concern. But let's get everybody into position, and then we'll see if we can close the gap here from multiple directions. They are reinforcing and attacking us actually now. Or the Germans rather, but I've got divisions moving in to assist. The thing is, the more I stretch it out, the more the Germans get out of positions, and the harder it gets for them to actually hold the territory. So I will need to have some divisions here, however, because the counterattacks are now. The Germans should be able to hold that. If they would cease their own attacks here, that's unwise, very much. But we're bringing in some divisions here, and then we can start slamming in. I'll send 1 division here just to hold Dresden, because that is a critical juncture. The Germans are holding positions. The Allies are relocating, and I think I'm just going through the. Yeah, I'll just go through. I don't think I have anything in. I don't think I have really anything else to research. This is all happening. Yeah, I really don't. I'm pretty much done with research at this stage. So I'm just filling up the gaps here. So just to give the researchers something to do. Unfortunately, we are running relatively low on supply here, and that is probably due to Dresden not being connected, which is annoying. And I don't think I can actually construct railways here, can I? I can. Oh, okay. In that case, let's prioritize constructing a Brandenburg-Thüringen railway line and get our supply connection to Dresden happening. And we'll just hold until then. So we'll just get the divisions into position. We'll hold until then, and they can start building up some. Some planning bonuses here, and we will see. We will see how that looks like. These divisions are very slowly starting to dig in, which is going to make them even more powerful. And I think at some point that means I can start pulling the tank divisions off, because the infantry by itself will be able to hold this, despite incessant attacks, because obviously the more they're entrenched, the better things are going, and we'll get there eventually. Do I have my operative back? Yes, I do. Okay, I need propaganda mission in France. Actually, no, you do the propaganda mission in Paris. This is going to reduce because we have, okay, in that case, you take your propaganda mission elsewhere. We're going to have to start building up the Intel network again. And you start building here, and you start building over there. Okay. So I do have all my operatives back, which is good. We're restarting the propaganda. The French are... Oh, the French have lost a significant amount of war support. What happened? I am not sure what happened, but that means they are not getting their manpower back. Have they started an offensive war? I think they have. In that case, I don't even need to do this. Because if they are in an offensive war against China, I can actually send my operatives where I actually need them, rather than messing with the French. So in that case, I will start building up Intel networks around the countryside. And since you're here, you may as well still further mess with the French. It further weakens them, but that means they are not getting they are very much not getting their manpower back. So I would say we have somewhat secured the area. There are some American tanks, unfortunately, moving out. But we've got a fair amount of divisions here. Unfortunately, not many of them French. But that's going to hurt the British and the Belgians quite a bit. And Belgium, how much manpower does Belgium have left? 1 million. Okay, so Belgium still has a fair amount of manpower. Almost slipped there. A fair amount of manpower left. So in the next episode, we will continue the operation here, trying to expand, trying to secure the southern flank around Berlin. But then I think the next operation we'll do is either attempt another push into Denmark, or secure the Elbe flank here by trying to push towards Hanover Bremen. The Dutch have significantly available manpower, so there's still work to be done. But if we can retake the territory here, and there might be opportunities here to break through just towards Bremen, Hanover, and I think Weimar is a supply hub, and we have Magdeburg over here. Then I think we can potentially take this, wipe out a lot of these divisions, and secure the lines here. I'd much rather that to be the case. And then we'll deal with Denmark and Norway. But that coming in the next episode. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.